The FTX debacle is causing a lot of ripples across financial landscape, especially crypto underlying assets. The collapse vibrates across the globe, from financial ruin to job losses, with an impact on pension funds, depletion of funds of crypto-exposed listed companies and ETFs. Now, the attention of lawmakers and regulators have been drawn. In today's discussion, we are going to review the following issues. For ease of understanding, the conversation is broken down in the following order. The advice from CEO of Binance about investing in crypto. 1. 2. The max withdrawal of crypto assets in billions of dollars. 3. The impact on Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. 4. What Bahamas Securities and Exchange Commission has done following FTX collapse and the push for congressional hearing in the US. 5. The global contagion. 6. Ontario Teachers Fund. 7. FTX debacle has sparked a lot of outflows from crypto exchanges across the world. And number 8, we're going to talk about Nestcoin. Nestcoin is a startup firm in Africa, Nigeria to be specific, the impact of the collapse of FTX on their books. Hello everyone, kindly subscribe, like and share, and also turn on your notification button. And to help someone else, share this video to educate other people who may want to come into crypto without understanding the fundamentals or what crypto is all about. Those who may want to buy the deep without really knowing what crypto is all about. Send this to friends and family to enlighten them. What we do here is informational and educational. We take out the hype, okay, and we'll break it down in an easy to understand pattern. Thank you. Now let's roll. The CEO of Binance is of the view that people should not buy the dip, especially new investors or newcomers to the crypto market. He cautioned against people who do not have disposable income trying to buy the dip, because you do not know when the market will bottom and correct itself. You may lose your money. In a series of tweets he sent out, let me quote him verbatim. He said, "You should not invest in crypto if you're using money that you need for your next week or next month. You should only be using discretionary cash that you don't need for a long time." Okay? This advice should be heeded. People should take this advice, right? Because a lot of people have bought into crypto without understanding it and they've lost their money, especially with what FTX has done. The possible contagion he has caused in the crypto market space is a time that caution should be elementary before you make any decision. The CEO of Binance continued by saying that unless you are very experienced and matured, you have confidence that you can handle the risk involved, you should hold off. You should not buy. This is a period of high volatility, unpredictableness. You cannot predict what will happen in the crypto market space. Of course, it may also lead to regulation. Who knows? But right now is not a time to gamble. I agree with him. There are indications and reports that over $6 billion worth of Bitcoin and Ether cryptocurrencies have been withdrawn from multiple exchanges across the world. And the sum of $1 billion to $2 billion in funds stored with FTX are yet to be accounted for. So this is not a time of optimism. It's a time to wait, watch, and not to buy the dip. For those high network individuals and institutional investors who wanted some exposure to crypto market space, they were invested in some ETF companies traded on the floor of the exchange. Grayscale used to be one of the biggest holders of Bitcoin. The share price of Grayscale has plummeted by over 70% year to date, right? And has wiped out billions of dollars from their share price. They're trading at a record discount, over 40% discount from their last year high. It was estimated that Grayscale holds about 635,000 Bitcoin and about 3.1 million Ethereum, which puts the total amount to over $10 billion in assets. But with the price of Ether and Bitcoin and the fall in market confidence resulting from the FTX debacle, Grayscale is losing big share value and confidence in the marketplace. The price has plummeted. If you're an optimist, it may be a time to buy. If you're a pessimist, it may be a time to wait or sell. It's not an investment advice. Consult a licensed and financial investor before you make any decision. But this contagion is really happening. In order to protect investors, the Securities Commission of the Bahamas assumes control of assets of FTX Digital Markets Limited. The Securities Commission of the Bahamas stated in their letter, in the exercise of its powers as regulator acting under the authority of an order made by the Supreme Court of Bahamas, took the action of directing the transfer of all digital assets of FTX Digital Markets Limited to a digital wallet controlled by the Commission for safekeeping. He went on to say that this was done as a necessary step to protect the interests of clients and creditors of the FDM. Right? So the FTX Digital Market Limited is registered and regulated under the laws of the Bahamas. And the Bahamian government has taken charge of some of the funds, okay, in the account of FTX Digital Markets Limited in order to protect investors. Now, this is an interim regulatory order. Let's see how that pans out. Also in the US, lawmakers will investigate the failure of FTX. The House Financial Services Committee said they would have to interview the CEO, Sam Bankman. So the Financial Services Committee of the US House of Representatives would have to investigate into the collapse of FTX. You can see this possibly will lead to regulation, right? It's coming, it's loading, right? BlockFi is another company that has significant exposure to FTX. They even halted their exchange, allowing customers to withdraw their funds. They are considering downsizing and also filing a bankruptcy. So the contagion is real, right? Let's see how the story develops with BlockFi. As a result of this, I'm going to give you a countdown of the companies that have direct or indirect exposure to FTX and where they are now and what they intend to do so you can stay protected. A startup Nigerian crypto company called Nestcoin disclosed in a letter that it has a significant amount or portion of a stablecoin in FTX. And the company is also downsizing as a result of the FTX debacle. The contagion is real. Here are a list of some of the companies that have exposure, okay, to FTX. BlockFi, Genesis, Ontario Teachers Pension Fund, Pantera Capital, Galaxy Digital, Gallios Capital, Sequoia Capital, Crypto.com, Nestcoin, Nigeria, Nestcoin Capital. These companies have direct and indirect exposure to FTX. And now I'm going to give you a brief information as to their exposure to FTX. Genesis announced that it has about $175 million locked within the FTX trading platform, right? But he also said that the exposure is not in any way material to their business. It does not have an ongoing relationship with FTX or Almada Research. Galaxy Digital said it had about $76 million exposure to FTX, and they were in the process of withdrawing $47.5 million. The company also said that it has a liquidity of $1.5 billion, which includes $1 billion worth of cash and $235 million in stablecoin, which would cover their losses. While Sequoia Capital announced that it's over $200 million invested in FTX and FTX USA is now worth zero. Let me repeat that. Sequoia Capital announced that over $200 million invested in FTX and FTX US is now worth $0. You have to take note of that. Over $200 million wiped off. Sequoia Capital invested in FTX. But they maintain that they remain in good stead, that they have money at hand and they are not affected by this loss because they have money at hand and they remain in good stead, financial stead. Gallios Capital says it has over $100 million stock on FTX. Over $100 million stock on FTX from Gallios Capital. Crypto.com said that over $1 billion worth of assets the exchange moved to FTX was recovered. Right? The Crypto.com said that over $1 billion of assets that was moved to FTX was fully recovered. This is coming from Crypto.com. The CEO of Crypto.com also stated that their exposure to FTX is under $10 million and they had no plans of halting customers' withdrawal on their platform. That means they are in good stead. It is reported that Multicoin Capital have over $863 million in assets that is frozen on the FTX platform. Let me repeat that again. Over $863 million of multi-coin capital asset is frozen on FTX. They can't access it. They can't reach it. This is coming from multi-coin. Now, coin shares say their assets that is on FTX is limited to about $30 or $31 million, right? This is coming from coin shares. Multi-coin, over $800 million frozen on FTX. Coin shares, over $30 million on FTX, their exposure. So this is real. As reported by Bloomberg, the result of FTX debacle has caused a lot of financial outflows from different exchanges. Roughly over $3 billion in Bitcoin, over $2.5 billion in Ether have been withdrawn over this period. Over $2 billion of stablecoin was also taken off exchanges. Ontario Teachers Pension Fund, they've written down their investment in the bankrupt company FTF. You can imagine the pension fund has some exposure to FTS. Now they have written it down to zero. It was also reported by Bloomberg that Cathy Wood's ARK Investment Management bought more than 315,000 shares of Grayscale, right? So I think she is a seasoned investor, probably with a long-time goal, believing that this market is going to bottom out and the rebound is on the way. But for rookie investors who do not have the fundamental or the financial staying power, you must heed the advice of the CEO of Binance. Stay away for now. Watch the market. When the confidence comes back, that decision is just for you to make, or your financial advisor. Remember, everything we have said here tonight is not an investment advice. Do not rely on it to make any financial investment decision. Consult a licensed financial advisor before doing so. Please remember to like, share, and turn on the notification button. And if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe. We're here to bring you updates in crypto and other financial related assets. Thank you for listening. This is Living Finance.